In the last video, I looked at how we could edit this image using the Nick collection, and we were going to use that as a baseline to compare against other image editors. In this video, I'm going to take a look at Alien Skin Exposure X3, which I've been using for a number of years now, and is a great tool for simulating film. So the first thing I'm going to do is we'll just hide the comparison image from last time, so you can see the starting image. I've got this created as a new layer in Photoshop, and I've created it or set it up for being a smart object. Let's go in now and launch the Alien Skin Exposure X3 filter. Here we are then in the Exposure X3 interface, and over on the left side we've got the histogram and navigator and a whole bunch of presets that are used to simulate films. Over in the centre of the screen we've got the image we're starting with, and any adjustments we make will be applied to that. And over on the right side we've got some adjustments that we can create. The way I like to use Alien Skin is to pick one of the film simulations, and there are a lot of them. One I turn to a lot for landscape work are the colour print films, and the particular one that I like is the Kodak Ektar. And I think that will suit this image quite well because of the purple hues that we have in the image, which are accentuated with Kodak Ektar. Now when I've selected that, over on the right side of the screen there's a number of adjustments. The bulk of the adjustments for Ektar are achieved through the tone curve here, and also through this colour section where you can address the saturation levels for the different tones, as well as apply a colour overlay to simulate some of the effects of the film. You can also warm the film up slightly by using this cool or warm adjuster here. Now that provides a good starting position for our image. What we're going to do now is we'll just try to reduce the exposure of the image slightly. We'll increase the contrast, and we'll also try to reduce the highlights very slightly, but increase the whites, and that's just creating a nicer set of tones for this image. Now before I tackle anything further, what I'm going to do is add a new layer to this and use that to select. So Alien Skin has recently started adding this support for layers, and you can do quite a bit with them. It's a very nice feature. So up here I can select the brush option. And the way I've got that set up is you can either make selections using a brush tool, or you can add a gradient. And I've checked this on new layer option here. And what that means is when I start to create a new selection, we will create a new layer that it's automatically added to. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to zoom in on the castle area here, and I'm going to make a selection for that. And I'm going to show the mask whilst I'm making it. Now the moment I start to actually create a new preset here, so there's natural, you can see that it's created a new layer up here. It's set the mask to black, and now I can paint in the adjustment. Now as I'm doing that, you can probably see this warning here, and all that's doing is telling me I've not made any changes with the preset, and I'm not really worried about that at this stage. So that's my selection made. I'm now going to use some of the tools to lighten this area, increase the exposure. We'll also increase the contrast. I'm going to add in a little bit of clarity, and then I'm going to add some vibrance, saturation, and also we'll apply some of the additional saturations to oranges and reds. And you can also select to apply saturations or increase saturations in the shadows, and also in the midtones of that area. Now when I zoom out, you'll notice that it looks now like sunlight's falling on the castle rather than it being a black mess. So if I turn off that layer, you can see the difference. Now the next adjustment I'm going to make is to add a graduated filter to this scene. Again, I'll show you the mask, and at the moment that's selecting the lower half of the image. Now I can invert my mask, and now I'm selecting the top half, and again I can angle that. Now at the moment that's actually going to affect the castle and some of the dark areas, but I'll show you how to clean that up in a minute. So I'll turn that off, and we'll now take a look at some of the adjustments we can apply to that. So I'm going to increase the contrast, but also reduce the exposure to strengthen the sky. Highlights I will increase very slightly, and the whites in that area as well. I'm going to increase the vibrancy, and I'm going to also use some of these adjustments that are very specific in terms of the colours. And I'm going to increase the saturation in the purples, and in the yellows, and the oranges. And that's to highlight the sky, this cloud here in the sky that I quite like the colour of. I'm going to reduce the blues, and I'm now going to increase the saturation in just the highlights using the highlight slider. And that's probably achieved the look I like. Now, one of the problems with what we've just done is that you can see the castle and these cloud here is also getting caught by the adjustment, and I don't really want that. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take the on new layer off, so there's no new layers created, and I'm going to use the erase brush just to remove some of this effect here. So again, I'll show the mask so I can see what I'm doing, and we'll just reduce that down very slightly, so definitely over the castle, and just again here. So I've got a fairly low flow, which means I can make quite a lot of brush strokes to actually remove this. Okay, let's see how that's looking. Okay, so that's a lot better in that it's cleaned up those areas. Now I'm not being very careful here because this is a video and I'd take a lot more time if I was doing this for real. The next thing I want to do is select this grass in the foreground. Now I could use another of the adjustments here, and again let's see the mask. Okay, this time I can reduce that. I can position it, and that looks quite reasonable in terms of selecting the grass. So now we can adjust some of the saturation in that area. We'll enhance the yellows, and we'll also increase the clarity, the contrast, but we'll reduce the exposure very slightly, increase the highlights, maybe reduce the whites very slightly. No, we'll increase the whites actually, and we can increase the vibrancy as well. That's looking quite good. We can now go back to our original layer. Let's have a look now at the before and after. So that appears to have created quite a nice effect. The other thing I'd like to do is create a vignette effect. Now there's a lot of presets you can use here, such as this subtle black. That's quite a nice effect that it has, and I can also position where we add the vignette effect. So if I position that more over here, that looks quite good because the vignette isn't really affecting the castle very much, but it's darkening down the other side of the screen quite nicely. Again, I can make that stronger, and I can adjust the size of it as well, and I can also make it quite soft. So that's created quite a nice effect overall. I might want to add a little bit more yellow tones overall in the image. and a little bit more in the purple to bring out the colours in the sky here. And overall that seems to be quite nice, so I'm going to apply that. So now we are back in Photoshop. Let's have a look at comparing this to the original image. So it's quite a dramatic improvement, and let's compare it now to the results I had using Nik. So there's the Nik image. It's quite a lot lighter, and the colours appear to be more vibrant in the sky. Overall, the alien skin has produced quite a nice result when you're comparing it to the original. I'm not sure which I prefer, whether it's the Nik Collection version or Alien Skin. One of the things I would say about Alien Skin is it's very fast, it's great for applying presets. The selective adjustment tools aren't really comparable with the control points in Nik, and I found them a little bit harder to use. Hopefully that's given you some idea around Alien Skin. It is a great editor, it produces some lovely results. In the next video I'm going to take a look at a different editor again. I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.